What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Met Gala Monday. I'm very excited for today because it is the first Monday of May, which means it is the Met Gala, and I'm excited for all of the looks that will be coming our way tonight.
Agreed.
Make sure you check out our Instagram, Chicks in the Office, and check out all the looks we will be posting on there. Super, super excited for that. But first, how was everyone's weekend?
I'm so excited for tonight.
I'm so excited too. It came fast.
It did. I just also like where the Met Gala falls in the year. You know,
it's the start of summer, really.
Yes,
in my opinion,
it's the seasons.
We're skipping spring.
You know, the seasons are changing.
Yes,
we're headed right into it. I'm good. I'm tired. Quick trip to Florida this weekend. Normally I stay a little bit longer, but was in and out. My mom had her birthday party on Saturday. Her birthday's on Wednesday, but we had her party on Saturday night, which was so much fun. Everybody had a blast. Her sister surprised her. She was so happy, dancing, playing all her favorite music. She was doing the electric slide. She's having the time of her life.
Playing the hits.
She was really, really having a great time, which was so nice. All of her friends came. Like, we were sitting eating, and at one point she came up behind all of us and goes, "Isn't this just so much fun?"
That's
we were
so
like,
cute.
"Yeah." Like, it was cute. My dad got a limo. For us to go literally like 5 minutes.
That's so funny.
But it was very sweet. It was
worth it.
It was a good gesture. He was like, "What?" Like, because our little neighborhood, like so many other couples were coming. Mm-hmm. So he was like, "Oh, we'll do like a couple rounds. We'll take us and we'll go back.
Yeah.
We'll pick up more people." It's like,
that's fun.
So it was a lot of fun. She had a great time. And it was it was just beautiful out, and got to sit and read my book for a little bit on Saturday and Sunday, which was very nice. It's actually like sit on the beach and just like mind my own business. I just finished Funny Story by Emily Henry. So cute. Loved it. Maybe one of my favorite Emily Henry books.
Really?
I do love her. And her last one I liked, but I wasn't obsessed with. This one I really like. I read it in like a day. I wanted to finish it so badly. It was good.
That's good to know, because I read Happy Place.
Yeah.
And I did not love, which is a controversial opinion.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very controversial opinion, and it wasn't bad. Like it was cute. I just thought it was like a little boring.
Yeah.
That was my opinion on it, which I know is controversial. And
I mean, you probably. But I feel like for books for you, you want something like crazy to happen.
Well, right. That's why when we talked about Verity last week, it was like I had a love-hate relationship with it because I was on the edge of my seat and I thought it was disgusting, but I also couldn't stop talking about it.
Like Emily Henry to me is such like quintessential romantic comedy of books where it's like, it's sweet, there's a good story, like something happens that maybe there's conflict, but there isn't like some big plot twist.
Right.
But I thought Funny Story was really, really cute. Great male lead. In that one for sure. So that was great. And then, flew home Sunday night. And came home, watched the roast, which we'll talk about.
Yep.
And that was my weekend.
Quick little trip.
Yeah.
I had a wedding on Friday. That was nice. That was on Long Island. And then this weekend hung out with some friends on Saturday and on Sunday. What?
So you went back to the shop?
I
yesterday
went back to the fucking market on Saturday. Like no, it's bad.
I have to ask, are they acknowledging your existence? Because you've tagged them a lot.
No, they don't.
You're not like a regular?
No, I mean, not
quite.
No. You'll get there where they recognize you in person because you've been going a lot. I was asking more like, on social media because you tagged the market.
Well, you know what?
Multiple times.
You want to know what kind of pissed me off though? So my friend Leah, she was over. This was I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, where she posted a picture of the sandwich and tagged me and the market.
Yeah.
And like a couple days prior to that, I had tagged the market. And the market didn't repost me. But then Leah posts.
Damn.
And they repost Leah.
Damn.
Okay. So that was strike number one. So I'm like, okay, they're gonna post Leah, not me. Cool. I introduced her to the market. She doesn't live in this state, but cool.
Maybe they just thought her picture was better.
Yeah, maybe. Then
we know you're not that great at taking pictures of food.
Oh my God, Fran, why am I getting fucking roasted right now? I'm not Tom Brady. Anyway, first of all, I take fantastic pictures of food.
You do. That was more of an inside. That was like, I feel like the last few times we've gone out, you struggled to get the shot.
Yeah, because my phone keeps getting blurry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. But I got a new phone now.
You get a good end result, but I feel like as a group, the last few times you've tried to take pictures of food, you've struggled a little bit.
That is true.
We've set up other flashes.
Right. And honestly, I got a new phone now, so I think that
makes a big difference.
Maybe it's helping a little bit. I don't know, but you're right, because we had a little competition with Trent. So then fast forward to this past week, a listener of ours, lovely, beautiful listener, tags the market and writes like, thanks to @Maria Chiffo. Yeah.
Here I am at the market.
The market reposts them. I'm like, this fucking market. I've tagged them twice now, no repost. So on Sunday, I tagged the market, they reposted me.
Oh, okay.
Finally.
The one you shared yesterday.
I wrote church on Sunday, tagged the market. So finally, I got a repost from the market, but that's about it.
Okay, you're in.
No, yeah, whatever. Like, there was a sign that said they were hiring yesterday, and I was like, weekend shift?
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love this
place. Trying to get that employee discount?
I fucking love this place. And we were with some friends on Sunday going to the market together. It was 4 of us, and they were like, should we call in the sandwiches before we go so we don't have to wait for the sandwiches? I said no. Let's just order the sandwiches there so we have time to look around.
Oh, yep.
So we have time to look around the market.
Yep.
Because if we order the sandwich, we go to pick them up, I'm rushed every time.
Yep.
Give me more time. Do you know how many different flavor balsamic glazes they have in that place?
Oh, man.
Do you know how many different flavors they have? And I haven't bought them yet because I need a reason. Like, I don't want to buy everything in the place too soon.
Right. Space it out.
Every time I go, I'm trying to get something different. And
they have some jams in there.
I have already bought 3 jams from there, but they have these glazes. They have. I saw a raspberry glaze.
Yeah.
I'm like looking across the market, like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one of the days when you order your sandwich, you have to pick up one of the glazes so you can try it on the sandwich.
We've done a nice charcuterie with different jams and stuff, but I'm like, ooh, maybe
because
that's
really when you get like that good balsamic glaze, you put that on a sandwich.
It's delicious.
Or even if
I have the regular.
Even if you and Matt decide like you want to assemble your own sandwiches.
Yeah,
from the
they
shop,
got they got cold cuts and everything.
Exactly,
they got meats and everything. It's great. It's So literally, I'm addicted to this. It's so crazy. I'm hoping I don't get sick of it. Like, because I've
right.
just gone too many times. Like, we went and we bought dinner from there this past week one night.
Yeah.
Where we bought like their pre-made hot food that they make that day, like their lasagna. It was incredible. Like, I don't know what they're putting in their shit, but it's to die for. So fantastic weekend. Just chill, wedding, then hang with some friends over the weekend. But I will say it was an incredible weekend for pop culture. So much so that I was getting sick of how much I was taking in between the Kendrick and Drake, like, which Noah and I will fully dive into. And you said that before. You're like, I'm just gonna let you guys.
No, you guys go.
Because you're like,
I was minding my own business. I saw the headlines. I saw lyrics like written out. Like I was reading lyrics.
I have timeline stamps, receipts, screenshots ready to go.
I was too busy thinking about the idea of you for my entire weekend. So
we both watched that too. So we'll talk about it. Yeah. But then on top of that, so like I'm engulfed in this all weekend long. And then Sunday night, Tom Brady roast, which I was like, okay, it's on live. Let's put it on. I wasn't expecting that to be fucking A++++.
Right, it was like, much bigger of a thing.
It was incredible. Like, I just was not expecting that. And then Met Gala today.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, we are being fed pop culture galore. Thank God, because I feel like it's been kind of weak lately. And I felt like we were just being fed all over the place. Oh, too much. Like, I was like, oh, I gotta put my phone down. Like, oh, this is too much. Every time I picked up my phone, I got a text from Noah. Oh my God, he dropped again. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I think we should just,
Sunday night. I was like, wow, another one?
Yeah, I think we should just get into it because I've been waiting all weekend to talk about it.
Yeah, we should.
So we'll talk about Kendrick and Drake. We'll talk about the Roast of Tom Brady. And we'll also talk about Britney Spears because there's been some shit going on there.
Shenanigans.
And we have to address that. And we will have our weekly watch report where we will obviously discuss the idea of you. So let's get into it.
Guarantee what I am doing on Thursdays. I am going onto my Abercrombie app. I am checking out the new releases, seeing what's being dropped. We're going into warmer months now. So shorts, dresses, I'm so excited for everything that Abercrombie launches. We are so glad that we are moving into May, saying goodbye to those April showers because we're ready for the weather to warm up. This truly is the best time to refresh your warm weather wardrobe, and Abercrombie has all the cutest shorts and dresses right now in every style, fit, and color, everything perfect for summer. And even better, like I said, they add new stuff every single week, so go to Abercrombie.com. Or even better, go download the Abercrombie app so you can shop for the season's best new arrivals. I have the app on my phone. I love checking to see the new drops that they have. Their jean shorts are some of my all-time favorites. They have great jean shorts. No matter what cut you like, they have it all. We're having a chill day. I've got my full Abercrombie sweatsuit on right now. That's like when I want a comfy day, I'm going for all the good Abercrombie sweatsuits. So comfortable. The sweatshirts, the sweatpants, love them. But like I said, once it starts to get a little warm, you want to dress up, you want to look cute going to work. The dresses are amazing. If you have a wedding coming up, those are also great. Make shopping for dresses so easy, especially if you're a guest. So you can shop weekly new arrivals at Abercrombie now. It's that simple. You could go to Abercrombie.com or download the app, shop on the app. Weekly new arrivals at Abercrombie now.
Okay. So we might just have to take people back to the beginning shortly. I have a timeline. I have a timeline, and then we'll fast forward to this week.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about Kendrick and Drake. For those who have been confused on what's going on, your head is spinning, you don't know where to start, we got you covered. We're going to start with March 22nd. Okay? March 22nd, Future and Metro Boomin put out We Don't Trust You, their album. On that album, they put out a song like that, featuring Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar on that song disses J. Cole and Drake because they put out a song, First Person Shooter, on Drake's last album, For All the Dogs. On First Person Shooter,
J. Cole and Drake put out a song called Drake's album
called First Person Shooter.
Okay.
On that song, J. Cole insinuates that J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake are the big three. Come to find out, they actually reached out to Kendrick to be on that song and he denied it. This has now been revealed. So on like that, Kendrick Lamar says, no, there's no big three. It's just Big Me. Okay. It wasn't anything crazy, really. He referred to himself as Prince, and he said that Drake is like Michael Jackson. Prince outlived Michael Jackson. Whatever. It wasn't really anything crazy, but everyone was like, damn.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, it was more like shots at their music, like he's like your album's like your best work's a light pack, like
yeah, like it was tame.
Yeah.
And everyone was kind of shocked because Future and Drake had been so close, so many albums together, many great songs. Oh my God, what's happening? They don't like Drake anymore. They don't fuck with Drake. Fast forward now to April 5th. J. Cole puts out 7-Minute Drill.
Yep.
And now this is towards Kendrick. J. Cole promptly apologizes and deletes this, which may be the best decision J. Cole has ever made.
Or anyone
ever has ever made, was to delete this and apologize after what has transpired.
Remove himself from the situation.
He said he was losing sleep.
Yeah. Remove himself from the narrative. All the J. Cole memes are fucking so funny lately. Like, they're like, J. Cole's just been waking up making his herbal tea. Like,
is J. Cole like a little bit more sensitive? Like, I just feel like
I would say his music is like he's great in my opinion, but
I mean he can be like aggressive in his music, but I mean now I think maybe it'll be harder for him to come off like
in
that.
this scenario.
Yeah. And people are just saying like he's just waking up in the morning going, and like drinking his tea.
Right. He must
because
just be like, that was the right call.
It was. At first, everyone was like, he's a pussy.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, right call. So that was April 5th. April 7th, he apologizes for 7-minute drill. A couple days later, he deletes it.
Okay.
So now everyone's like, Drake has to respond. Drake has to respond. Drake has to respond. Is he ever going to make a response? I almost feel like after all of this, Drake almost could have never responded and just gone about his life. And like,
oh, totally.
Because it
J.
really
Cole deleted it.
and, no, but also Kendrick's initial like wasn't that crazy. Like it was like, okay, these guys don't like each other.
Yeah.
But everyone was kind of baiting it. Where's the response?
Gotcha.
Rick Ross got involved. Rick Ross put out a diss towards Drake.
I saw something about Rick Ross saying he thought Drake.
He thought Drake got a nose job.
BBL Drizzy.
Yeah, he got a
said
BBL.
He thought like he had his plane had to make some kind of
that happened this weekend.
emergency landing.
Well, he tried joking, saying that Drake shot his, and then Drake in his song that he put out last night, we're skipping ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
Basically tried to like insinuate that he had something to do with it.
Okay, yeah, going back.
Also,
going
like
back.
Drake's like,
that's absurd. Going back. Yeah.
Right. So Rick Ross gets involved. He puts out a diss against Drake, and everyone's just kind of laughing because they're like, okay, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like he says Drake's got a nose job. Then Drake puts
Rick Ross like Kool-Aid Man crashed the wall down, being like, let me into this
and everyone's
fight.
just kind of laughing at him.
Yeah.
And because it was kind of funny. But then Drake posts on his Instagram his text with his mom. His mom's like, did you get a nose job? And he's like, Mom, I would have got a 2-for-1 deal so we can both get a nose job. Whole thing. So then on April 19th, Drake puts out Push-Ups. Push-Ups was, at the time, Push-Ups was good. Push-Ups was good. Everyone was like, okay, he's kind of addressing everybody. He's not just going after Kendrick. He's addressing Kendrick, Future, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin. He didn't address ASAP on this one. On the most recent one,
Metro Boomin?
Producer.
Okay, gotcha.
So Metro Boomin is not a rapper. Metro Boomin is a producer.
Gotcha.
And he has produced
him and Future are like a package.
Yeah,
deal.
Gotcha.
He's and 21 Savage kind of like he's produced some of the greatest rap songs in my opinion. Not a rapper.
Let me kick my feet up so I can really get comfy. And
I'm basically like that meme.
You really are. And what's funny is you guys like the TikToks you guys are getting are so much more in depth, and the TikToks I'm getting are like the boyfriends explaining this to their girlfriends, and the girlfriends being like, "What?" And I'm like, "That's me. Like that's where I am." So please continue.
This like, and I know it. Listen, objectively, I know it's funny. I'm a white girl from Long Island who's like talking about all this. Like I get it.
No, but you know your shit. You're involved.
But I'm very into it. So let me have my fun.
Yep.
So Drake puts out Push-Ups, and everyone's like, "This is good. This is good." You know, it's catchy.
Yeah.
Whatever. Drop him, give me 50. Whatever. Addresses everybody. This isn't just towards Kendrick. Then Drake puts out Tailor-Made Freestyle on his Instagram. This has AI Tupac and AI Snoop Dogg on it. People think this is lame, right? Because if you are a respected artist right now, you hate AI because AI can come for your job.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, is this really them? Is it AI?
Especially when you're using AI. Obviously, Tupac not with us, but but when you're using AI for somebody that's still alive, like, you're like, oh wait, what?
And also,
like Snoop Dogg is so bizarre to me.
People are more outraged about the Tupac one because Kendrick, for context, is like Tupac's his biggest inspiration. Like he's the biggest Tupac fan ever, and so it's like,
well, that's obviously why Drake did it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of just like, it's just disrespectful. It's like, what? Like it's kind of lame. And he mentioned, Kendrick needs like Taylor Swift, and that basically Kendrick wasn't putting out a diss because Taylor Swift was releasing her album. And then he went on to say like Taylor Swift's the biggest gangster in music right now. So it wasn't like a diss to Taylor Swift. He was basically like Taylor Swift controls everything, and like Kendrick can't release music because of Taylor Swift.
Kind of funny that like in the midst of all of this rap beef and like battles and whatnot, they're still like, yo, we're not going near Taylor Swift.
Yeah, like it's kind of like, listen, we're gonna mention Taylor, but not in a way
but in a good way. We swear, it's nice.
It's because she's the top of the top. Like we swear. So he puts that out, and everyone like that was kind of mad. It was on his Instagram, whatever. On April 30th, this was this past Tuesday morning.
Yep.
Kendrick puts out Euphoria. Euphoria is fantastic. Going viral everywhere, obviously, because I hate you. I just hate you. Hate everything about you. And he's kind of keeping it tame. He's not really saying, he's saying like, I have dirt on you, but I just hate you, and I'm gonna like
broad strokes of like, I just hate everything about you.
I just hate everything about you. All that. And everyone's like, this is good. This is like a fair, okay, is Euphoria better than Push-Ups? I think me and you both were like, Euphoria is better than Push-Ups.
And also, up until that point, Drake was like, constantly being like, why hasn't Kendrick responded? Like, where are you? Like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
For like a week. Like,
he was liking.
How much time? So it was April.
So Drake put out Push-Ups on
April
April 19th. It took Kendrick Lamar like 11 days.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And Drake, in the meantime, is liking a bunch of stuff. Where is it? Like, baiting him. Like, come on.
Memes,
like, yeah, all these memes. Like, you gonna, like, Drake is like really into the memes. So Kendrick puts out Euphoria. And then a couple days later on Friday, Kendrick puts out 616 in LA on Friday morning. May 3rd will go down as one of the greatest days in hip hop history. Kendrick Lamar puts out 616 in LA. That's on his Instagram, produced by Jack Antonoff.
Yep.
So everyone's like, oh, Drake like tried to make fun of Kendrick because of Taylor Swift. Now Kendrick's just going to use Jack Antonoff to make this song. This one was kind of like,
I liked it.
It was fine. Zach Bia took a ricochet shot out of nowhere, which people loved. He basically he said you and Zach Bia are like doing nerdy shit. Like they just.
I mean, facts.
It was hilarious. It was just like all of a sudden you're listening to the song and you just hear Zach Bia. You're like, first of all, Zach Bia is probably hyped that he just got mentioned in this song. Like even if it was a diss to him, but he's mentioned in the same lyric as Drake. Like
I mean, super fair. If you're writing a diss track about Drake, I would also include him being best friends with Zach Bia.
Yeah, like he was like, that's nerdy. Like that's weird. So.
And that was on Friday morning.
That was Friday morning.
And like it was basically like people thought Drake was gonna respond like the second Friday
in
hit.
Between Tuesday and
he
Friday.
So Euphoria
came out on Tuesday.
and 616 in LA
Came out on Friday morning.
And with nothing, Drake did nothing in between.
Nothing in between.
Okay.
Back to back.
And Kendrick did say back to back. I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. On Euphoria. He then put out a second one back to back.
Yep.
Reference to Drake.
Yep.
Friday night. Now I won't even get into all the things that 616 means. It's like June 16th is Canadian Father's Day. Like there's layers to 616 in LA.
And that's like
some are reach
songs. He has a lot of songs that are timestamps in a city. So he's like
some of his most, or in Noah's words, some of his best.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Isn't there one? What's the one in Tokyo? Is that one? Or am I making that up? Is that a band? Ignore me. Continue.
His most recent one was it 8 a.m. in Charlotte, I think?
No, there was other ones besides that. 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 5 a.m. in Toronto.
His most recent one.
Yeah.
There's a ton.
Continue.
Friday night comes. Drake puts out Family Matters. This is around 11 p.m. Friday night.
Yep.
Because I'm at a wedding and I see these texts and I'm like, oh my God. Drake puts out Family Matters. It's a whole YouTube video. In the YouTube video, he is crushing the Good Kid, Mad City van, which is Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City. They're taking the van, they're crushing it. Everyone's like, "Wow, this video's great."
The video had the whole video had full captions.
It was
for every
like
single
full
line.
lyrics.
Like it was clearly like planned out. Like this is a music video.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like
and very much playing to the crowd. Here, read all the lyrics.
Right.
In this,
well, he had time, right? Like because Kendrick went back to back, so it was like
from Tuesday to Friday, I guess. He whipped something.
Like he could have.
Yeah.
He could have been something he'd been working on since
That's
Tuesday.
what I'm saying. Like he's had, like he was
ready.
I think he's had this for a while.
Drake was ready.
Yeah.
In this, he says that Kendrick's second child with his fiance isn't really Kendrick's child. It's actually his manager, Dave Free. It's really his child. Says that Kendrick beats his fiance or has beat his fiance. Those were the two main points. For Kendrick. Like Drake against Kendrick was like, that's not really your kid and you beat your fiance. Then he came for A$AP Rocky in the most hilarious way where he just was basically like, you're too pretty, like stop rapping, just be a model.
Yeah.
Which is not anything. He did say like because
like thanks
A$AP Rocky on Show of Hands dissed Drake on the second Future and Metro album, We Still Don't Trust You. A$AP Rocky said that he fucked Drake's baby mama before Drake did. So then on this, Drake said, do the math on who I was hitting then, which was Rihanna. And then was like, if you start rapping, everyone's just going to say you should model. to me, if I'm ASAP, I'm coming out clean with that. I'm like, cool.
The Weeknd got away.
The worst thing you can say to me is I'm too pretty.
Right, which is ASAP calls himself pretty, so like he's aware of that. ASAP is gorgeous. Him and Rihanna this weekend, fucking stunning, the two of them. Oh God. So then, he went after The Weeknd and was like, he said a line about The Weeknd's like music being played in only gay bars, and then everyone
Drake that said,
but then everyone was kind of like, okay, Drake, like, how do you know that then? Like that was like everyone.
And there's also
was like,
videos of Drake like loving The Weeknd's music and dancing to it.
And like The Weeknd is great music, so it's like it was,
like, what does The Weeknd have to do with any of this?
No.
Well, The Weeknd like hopped on the background of a song,
but they've
dissing
hated
Drake
each
on
other
the
for a
first
while,
album. Yeah,
The Weeknd and Drake.
They have not liked each other for a while?
Nobody likes Drake.
My God, this is impossible to keep up with.
They basically they got the Avengers to go against Drake. Like, everyone in the rap community hates Drake right now.
You basically just have to, like, they all hate Drake. It's as simple as, like, who likes Drake at this point?
No one has come out publicly, like, in support of Drake other than, like, Zach B.
And 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So Drake puts this out and everyone's like, oh, like this, everyone's like, oh, because Drake has stans, obviously, right?
Yes.
All of them do. Kendrick, everybody has stans. Drake's stans are now celebrating. They're like, oh my God, perfect response to Euphoria. Holy shit, Kendrick beats his fiance and his child is in his. Oh my God, they're dancing around. They're loving the music video. We're crushing the van. Oh my God. Within 30 minutes, Kendrick puts out the most sinister song that, I mean, I was gonna say ever, but no, because
it could be.
You know what it reminded me of? Eminem's Kim, because like to me that's the most sinister song I can think of. This was like so poetically creepy. It's called Meet the Grams. So Drake's was called Family Matters.
Right.
Kendrick's is called Meet the Grams. Obviously, Kendrick knows what Drake was going to put out. How does he put out a whole thing called Meet the Grams when he had to have known Drake's was going to be called Family Matters?
And when he was dropping, I think.
And dropped within 30 minutes, response. In between that, by the way, Drake posted like another thing on Instagram only that was like whatever.
Now I have a question. Could Kendrick have had the song ready to go anyway and just not had a name for it until Drake put out Family Matters?
No.
And just been like, okay, the song we have ready to go, let's call it Meet the Grams.
The things he said in it were like
direct responses.
The whole way it's structured is he addresses each one of the members of Drake's family in order. So it's like very tied into the name.
Yeah,
he starts off, Dear Adonis, I like look at your father and wish that your grandpa wore a condom. Like he literally starts off by saying like, so he's like, Dear Adonis, your dad's a fucking horrible person. I think the funniest layer to this, and one of the funniest DMs I got, because this is, by the way, absurd in the grand scheme of like what they're talking about. Like Kendrick says like, Adonis, like something about like Drake doing Ozempic and like make sure you actually get a gym membership. Don't cut the corners or whatever. A girl messaged me.
Oh my gosh, excuse me, sorry.
A girl messaged me and was like, Rhea, like I'm like a fangirl, like I'd listen to Disney every day. But like what's going on here? Capital letters. Ozempic? Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. I wanted to respond back, girl, Kendrick is calling Drake a pedophile.
Yeah. Ozempic
is the least of Drake's worries at this point in time. But it's just a funny layer in the middle of this that Drake is like, Rick Ross is on Ozempic, and then Kendrick's like, Drake is on Ozempic. It's like the Real Housewives.
It really is.
It's literally like the Real Housewives of rap. So that's in like the beginning of...
And the album cover was a big thing.
That was part of it too. So then that's Dear Adonis. Then he goes into Dear Sandra, Dear Dennis. Those are Drake's parents. He's like, your son is a sick man with sick thoughts. He's a master manipulator. Basically,
said he should die.
He said he should die. He should die in a cell with Harvey Weinstein. Basically is running a sex trafficking ring. Like alluded to like the words he was using was like,
said his house is gonna get raided.
Yeah, his house should get raided.
Did anybody reference Diddy or just
he did? Well, he was like, your house is gonna be like the embassy
next to be raided,
you're gonna be
like
the next from P. Diddy.
basically like being like, sit down, Drake's parents, like, I have something to let you know about your son. So that was ruthless. Then this is where I literally almost fainted. He says, dear baby girl. And I think everyone's heart dropped. Like, you can't tell me Drake has entered another rap battle hiding another child. You can't tell me he's that dumb. You can't tell me he's that dumb. Yeah. And he writes this whole, like, dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father's hiding you. He should be watching Frozen with you. He should be celebrating your 11th birthday. So everyone's like, he's an 11-year-old daughter? But then I was like, is that a play on Millie Bobby Brown, 11? I don't know. Because if you remember, when Millie Bobby Brown was 14, she said that her and Drake were texting. They're good friends. Everyone was like, that's weird. So this was insane. Everyone's like, holy fuck. There's no fucking way Drake is this dumb to be hiding another child. That would be insane. And then he ends it with like, dear Aubrey, like, you have a gambling problem, you have a drinking problem, you have a pill problem, like, you have all these problems, you're a horrible person, like, you need to better yourself.
And that's what the album art was like pictures of his
it was pictures
and stuff?
Of, like Ambien, it was pictures of Ozempic,
the 616 cover was just like these, like, they look like OJ gloves.
Well, they were the Maybach gloves.
Yeah. But it was zoomed in on the gloves. And then this song, when he put it out, it was like zoomed out, so the gloves are there, but like all these other things are
it was like a jewelry receipt, it was the prescriptions, so everyone was like, is that Photoshop? Because like he could Photoshop things, whatever, or was this actually taken in Drake's house? Like, because people started thinking, because on 6/16 in LA that was released Friday morning, Kendrick said like, someone in your camp is feeding me information, like someone in OVO is a leak. So then when he released this immediately, everyone was like, oh my God, he really does have a leak, because he knew Drake was putting out this song and released this, had this ready to go 30 minutes later. He clearly knew this was happening. There's clearly a leak. Drake goes on Instagram and he's like, somebody, oh my, like all these laughing faces, like, oh my God, like they're saying I have an 11-year-old daughter. Like if somebody come find her and bring her to me, they're really spiraling, like with all these laughy faces. So everyone was like, okay, so you'll address that you don't have a daughter, but like, what about all these other allegations that are being thrown at you? Like immediately he's like, I don't have a daughter. But what about everything else?
What about everything else? Yeah.
So everyone's like, okay, Drake's denying that he has a daughter. He did originally deny Adonis at first when Pusha T said that Drake was hiding a kid. Drake initially was like, no, I'm not. Like he did initially deny that, until later on his album Scorpion, where he said that he did. So everyone's like, oh my God, this is the most ruthless diss anyone has ever heard. It is so sinister, it's creepy, it's haunting, it's beautiful, it's fantastic. Like there's so many words to describe it. It was genius. It was really good.
It's like a horror movie.
No, like I was like, you have to shut the blinds and shut the lights off to listen to this. Like it's insane. I listened to that. We had to drive home 2 hours. I listened to that the whole 2-hour drive home over and over and over again. Over and over and over again, dissecting every single word from this. It was so hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah. The beat, it's just like a piano chord.
It was just, it was just over and over again. It was fantastic. But now everyone's like, okay, could it really be that good if Drake doesn't actually have a daughter? Like, like, if Kendrick's saying he has a daughter but doesn't actually, like, does that kind of defeat the whole purpose? Right. So now everyone's confused. Everyone's going about their day. Saturday comes around. Like,
are we just making stuff up?
Saturday comes around. Everyone's like, that was the greatest day in hip hop history. How does that happen? Drake releases this, and then all of a sudden Kendrick releases this in one day. Right now, you can get tickets to any event that you have your eyes on. Maybe it's a playoff game. Maybe it's a baseball game. Weather's getting beautiful. Maybe it's a concert. And you get it all thanks to Game Time. That's right. Thanks to Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy your next tickets. Where are you going to get them from? Where are the seats? How much are they going to be? Game Time helps you out. Game Time has flash deals for sudden discounts, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and their lowest price guaranteed which means that if you can find the same seats for less anywhere else, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Game Time is the best place for last-minute tickets with up to 60% off your favorite events. What are you waiting for? Buy those tickets, the event that you have your eyes on, whether it's a sporting event, a music event, comedy event. Get those tickets thanks to Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Everyone's still dissecting everything. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kendrick puts out another diss. He puts out another diss called Not Like Us. That is fantastic. Like,
that's the one you played before.
That's the one I just played. Yeah. It gets you going, it gets you dancing, because everyone.
I like the instrumental.
Yeah. This is like, because also after that other song, a lot of people's criticism of Kendrick is like, because Drake will put out these songs like Push-Ups where you can like dance to it, you can play it in the club, but Kendrick's are just like these scathing, like haunting songs, and like, oh well, like we can't dance to this. So then he just basically dropped like a banger.
Yeah, he was like, okay, I'll drop something you could dance to. That was played in clubs everywhere across America on Saturday night. Dropped it at a perfect time, like right before everyone's out. Yeah, because like Noah said, everyone's like, you can't play these songs, you can't dance to these songs, you can dance to all Drake's songs. This one you could definitely dance to, which is
even Drake said that.
Yeah, so on this one, on Not Like Us, he calls Drake and all the people in OVO certified pedophiles. The best line was trying to strike a chord, probably A minor. So everyone went crazy over that. Like, I know you like him young. All this, like, basically insinuating Drake is a pedophile. Now, this is where things get hairy.
And the album artwork on that one, too.
Yeah, it was Drake's house in Toronto with all, like, the sex offender flags. So everyone was like, this is not great because is Drake a pedophile? Like, now everyone's wondering, like, you can't just call someone a pedophile if they're not. That's the strongest, worst accusation you can have about somebody, is that they're a pedophile. And so everyone's digging up all this stuff on the internet of, the Drake and Millie Bobby Brown stuff was weird. He was texting Millie Bobby Brown when she was 14. And there's a video of Drake on stage, where, years ago, where the girl gets on stage and Drake goes, "How old are you?" She says she's 17. Drake says, "I can't go to jail yet," and then kisses her on the lips. Yeah. So everyone's
kissing like Kylie Jenner when she was a teenager.
Yeah, like there's just like,
is there a world where all these these things have happened that are, we see that they happened, and like Kendrick just labels him a pedophile based on those things?
Well, that's
what people are saying. Like, is Kendrick just taking stuff from the internet and being like he's a pedophile? Yeah. Because honestly, like, it is kind of crazy. Even though the song is fantastic and everything Kendrick has put out has been like art, getting labeled a pedophile, how do you come back from that? Right? Because if you're not a pedophile and you're like, hey, I'm not a pedophile, everyone now thinks you're a pedophile.
Rap lyrics to me also sometimes can be so like over exaggerated,
and they're in a rap battle, so like they're gonna be saying ruthless things about each other. I mean, I had girls DMing me all weekend being like, Rhea, you can't support Drake anymore, and like that's where I think things get really dicey,
right? Because it's like
you're automatically assuming he's a pedophile.
Everything Kendrick is saying is right,
because then if that's the case, then you have to assume everything Drake is saying is right, and then that means that Kendrick beats his fiance. There's just so many layers to it that like I think you can't just go ahead and go, oh, Kendrick called Drake a pedophile, he's definitely a pedophile. That to me is like, that's the strongest accusation you can have about somebody. So great song, fantastic song, can dance to it. Kendrick is wiping the floor clean with Drake right now. But is he it's dicey. It's really dicey. And I think, this happens a lot on the internet where people will say something about somebody and then they just believe it, and then there's no like.
That's why I'm like, are they throwing out labels for the sake of the fight?
Right. So now Drake is being labeled a pedophile. So Drake, everyone's like, okay,
Kendrick's like out in front at this point, like like in terms of perception and
perception.
The internet,
He's like
he's winning this.
He's murdering Drake. Like there's no coming back from that. Like in terms of like music production and what he's saying. So everyone's like, okay, well, Drake has to respond to this. Like, these are some heavy allegations. At this point, I'm like, do the police have to get involved? Like, this was all fun and games, but like,
right.
I don't know. There's some strong accusations being thrown around about these guys.
Yeah.
So Metro Boomin, producer, starts going on a rant on his Twitter. And he puts out a beat that's like about Drake having a BBL. And he's like, all right, best, like he's like telling everyone to just rap over this beat. So like people in different countries are now roasting Drake in different languages over this BBL. He
said like the best rap will get a free beat from him.
Yeah, he's like basically like having people all over the world diss Drake on a BBL beat that in different languages. So like
a BBL beat.
The beat is like BBL Drizzy.
Yeah, BBL Drizzy. And then Drake commented and was like, did you just chef up a beat about my ass? So everyone's like, okay, Drake could respond to that. Is he gonna respond to the allegations that he's a pedophile?
Yeah.
So Sunday night rolls around. In the middle of the Tom Brady roast, we can't take a break. Drake puts out The Heart Part 6. Where he just is basically on the defense, being like, "I'm not a pedophile," but
why part 6?
So the heart. Every time Kendrick drops a new album, he releases a song called The Heart Part. So whatever it is. So like his last album he released, that's a Kendrick thing.
That's a Kendrick.
So Kendrick has done The Heart Part 5. That's what he's at. So the next one would be. But that was a big thing that people were saying on Twitter, where this kind of ties into like. People are like, Drake's just like reading Twitter and like taking all these like Twitter things.
Because all of his things that he was responding to in the song were just things that have been on Twitter. Like
I feel like Drake is really very online.
I
mean, I feel like Drake is always
he's
very
so
online.
Because when he was dropping Friday night, he DM'd Kai Cenat being like, stay on stream.
And called DJ Academics like he's calling these streamers to be like stay on.
Yeah,
like
he's
songs,
telling them like, hey, I'm about to drop.
Yeah.
So he DMs Kai Cenat to be like, stay on stream with like the devil emoji, and then not realizing Kendrick was just gonna release right after. So like then Kai Cenat was reacting to both of them.
And everyone's reactions to the Kendrick Meet the Gram song is just the funniest thing because it's like so horrifying that people like aren't even laughing or it's just like mouth open like oh my god.
Like listening to that really brought me back to Eminem's Kim, which was more like aggressive because Eminem yells, but same like haunting.
Yeah.
So on The Heart Part 6, Drake is like kind of the worst defense you can have to not being a pedophile. He's like, I'm too famous. Literally he was like, I'm too famous for that. I would be in jail. Drake, I hate to break it to you. There's a lot of famous pedophiles out there that historically took a really long time to go to jail. R. Kelly peed on a 14-year-old girl in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know how long it took for R. Kelly to fucking be locked up?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the greatest defense to be like, I'm not a pedophile because I'm famous.
Dan Schneider. Like, there's people, it's like, you don't know for sure, but there are people that like,
there's people who are accused of
Woody Allen.
I mean, there's so, like, Harvey Weinstein. It took so long for Harvey Weinstein. Like, there are so many famous pedophiles.
Yeah, I mean, you've just
a very horrible, comeback from Drake to be like, no, I would be in jail. I'm too famous to be a pedophile.
Yeah,
like, you should just be like, I'm not a pedophile.
Right.
Be like, that's crazy.
Like that's it's crazy. I'm not a pedophile. And then he said like, I wouldn't look twice at a young girl, and everyone's like, look twice. Look to begin with. Like, it's just so many things that like it just felt like it wasn't well thought out enough from Drake because and. To be kind of fair to Drake, like, what do you say, like, in that position, right? Like, you're being called a pedophile. What?
Yeah.
If you address it, it's furthering it, but it's so big right now that you have to address it. Like, there's really no winning in that situation.
And truly, no matter what, even if he didn't even elaborate on any line and just said, I am not a pedophile.
People will be like, okay, cool. Like, anybody could say they're not.
Yeah.
Like, so Drake's like, I'm not a pedophile. Then he brings up Millie Bobby Brown, like, which was clearly a Twitter thing because Kendrick never brought up Millie Bobby Brown. And so clearly Drake sees what people say
Drake
about him and Millie Bobby Brown.
I was going to say, Drake knows for sure that everybody talks about him and Millie Bobby Brown and saying that was weird.
And then at the end of it, he kind of was just like, can we stop now? Like, it was like...
But like a big part is he's trying to say that he baited Kendrick into thinking like all like he's saying that him and his team sent out fake information to Kendrick about having a kid, about being a pedophile, tricked him into saying that, and everyone's like, if you did that, why wait a couple of days, let everyone think you're a pedophile and have a kid, and not prove like that you did?
Yeah. Also,
like, where are the receipts?
Yeah.
Like
the whole
you
and also,
filmed,
like, why would you do that?
You
like,
filmed so much.
Yeah.
Like, where's one text or one phone call where you leaked something to Kendrick? Like, where's that receipt?
And guys, and like that strategy works when you pick something extremely outlandish. Like when you hear celebrities doing that with like new friends and seeing if the story ends up in the tabloids, it's like, oh, Prince William tells somebody that the Queen like eats guacamole for breakfast, like something so like silly and stupid that it's not like, you don't say, oh, let's tell him I'm a pedophile.
That's what everyone's saying. It's like, and it's like, what are you doing?
No, you probably don't pick something that has that serious of repercussions. Like you can say like really outlandish things like, oh, like, I have another kid, or I did this, like throw crazy stories out.
I think that's what he said,
like,
he planted. I don't think he's saying he planted the pedophile stuff. I think he's saying he planted the daughter stuff. Let's tell him I have an 11-year-old daughter. Let's see how far he takes it.
Right.
But like,
that's different.
That's what he's saying he planted. But where's the proof on that? Because I think what Drake's doing is, when Kendrick put that out, the internet was like, what if Drake fake planted this story? And then Drake started liking those comments and said, okay, we'll go with that angle and we'll tell everyone we fake planted the story. Yeah. Because if Drake...
where's the proof in any of this? There's no proof in anything.
No, right. What? Like, right.
There's
you would shut it down.
Zero proof in any allegation either of these guys have made in the last week.
Right. Yes. And that, I think, is the biggest problem right now, is that everyone's like, okay, the first person to provide proof about anything wins, because there's no proof about any of what they're saying. Yeah. It's all allegations and what they think about each other. In terms of music, Kendrick has far beat Drake. Like, in this battle.
Also, a weird thing in the Drake song is
in terms of the
actual songs and how put together and lyrics and
just rapping, like
just in general, Kendrick has far beat Drake.
Drake had to take a shot at Kendrick for... He's saying, like, you were, like, in the song, you're molested. Like, trying to be like, oh, you were molested?
Yeah.
Based on a Kendrick song, but he didn't even, like, listen to the whole song, because he didn't get molested. That's not what the song was about. But he was just like, oh, you got molested. Like,
in the song, Kendrick is saying, like, they asked me if I was molested, and he's saying I was not molested.
From an older album.
It's an old... And Drake put that in his song, being like, oh, I know why you're taking this pedophile angle, because you were molested, and saying, like, you listen to Mariah Carey and touch my body and, like, all this stuff. Like, it was a weird angle for Drake to take, to be like, you were molested, when if Kendrick was molested, that's fucked up, but Kendrick said he wasn't molested. So it's like, he clearly didn't even listen to the whole thing. Like, it was a very bizarre and I think lackluster response from Drake.
And then the ending was just, it sounds a lot like he just wants this to be over.
Yeah. He literally was like, all right, like, can we stop now? Like, whatever. Like, I know you have 10 more songs you want to put out. Like, and then he was like, I would have liked that song you put out on Saturday, like the one I played for you. He was like, it's pretty good. I would have been dancing to it if you didn't double down on all the pedophile shit. And everyone said, Drake said in the song, like, I knew you were gonna take that Epstein angle, and everyone was like, why would you assume?
He was like, I was expecting that.
Yeah, he was like, I was expecting you to take the Epstein angle, and everyone's like, okay, Drake, why are you telling on yourself right now, being like, I expected you to take the Epstein angle? Like, in like, because there have been interviews where Kendrick has been asked about him, like, allegedly beating women. And in none of these songs has Kendrick been like, I know you're going to ask me about beating women. Like, I know you're going to, like, it was like, Drake, you're bringing up things that, like, you're bringing up yourself, which is, I also think it goes back to the point you said where Drake is chronically online. Like he sees everything that's being said about him. He sees all like the theories and memes and all that. So I don't know if this is ever going to end. I saw an absurd tweet. First of all, the tweets and the memes coming out of this. You sent one the other day that was a picture of J. Cole and was like, if I ever send this picture, just know I'm making a sound business decision.
Yeah, it was when he was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Like if I ever send this, which I'm definitely going to be using in the future, but I saw, this is so fucked, but I saw a tweet last night that was like, wow, they're still going back and forth. Are they tired? Now I understand why they just shot each other back in the day. Which is
oh geez,
awful.
This
but
is
like
the best Twitter has been in as long as I can remember. Like it is so fun. It's almost better than the raps. Is just scrolling Twitter or TikTok.
It's well, that's what I'm starting to get tired. I'm like, how much more can we consume?
No, every time a song comes out, I'm like, oh my, like this is gonna be 5 more hours of just Twitter now.
And I was in the car when so like Family Matters dropped like 11ish on Friday, whatever. The wedding ended around 12. And we decided to drive back home, but we were like, okay, let's listen to Family Matters. And then as soon as we get in the car, Meet the Grams comes out. And I'm like, okay, this is nuts. And then the next day, I'm in the car again.
Yeah.
And Noah texts, oh my God, Kendra's distracting. I'm like, every time I'm in the car, which is the best place to listen to.
Good spot to consume
like new music. So yeah, I don't know. It's heavy. It's gotten less fun. Like it was fun. It was like, oh, new music. Oh my God, who's the better rapper?
No, I mean,
and now it's like
serious.
This is no like
accusations.
When do the like not to be the bearer of bad news, but do the police have to get involved at some point? But, you know, like I don't want to bring that into it, but it's like
Drake was trending #1 last night.
Yeah, like people are. I mean, the amount of likes compared to dislikes on his YouTube is crazy.
Oh yeah, and like Kendrick's out viewing him, out streaming him
in every way. Like there's 300,000 likes on his one from last night and 200,000 dislikes. Like it's not.
He's losing.
Drake is losing heavily. But here's the thing with Drake: if he's not actually a pedophile.
Yeah,
he'll just go back to making bangers in like 6 months from now, and people will just go back to listening to Drake, and he'll have his fans and people support his music. I mean, Drake puts out great fucking music.
People will never
forever.
Stop listening to him, but like it's gonna. He took a little bit of a hit. At the very least. Like people are gonna look at him a little different.
Yeah, he's definitely taking a bit of a hit because you have to start. You start thinking to yourself, okay, Kendrick is saying right now, he's been in the industry for 12 years. He knows secrets. And he's just calling Drake an outright pedophile. Like, what does Kendrick know? You know, like, and then it started.
He could also just be like, you look at him texting Millie Bobby Brown when she was 14, like. You could just slap a label on Drake for just doing that.
I mean, that's fucking weird.
There's a lot of like weird things, like lyrics in his past songs.
Oh, he said pics from high school. You were even bad back then. Like there's like different lyrics where everyone's like, okay. There's tweets that people are like, oh, this is not great.
Yeah. There's like pictures of him with younger girls. Like
there's pictures of him. With did you see that picture of him with Karl Malone that was deleted off his Instagram?
Well, yeah, but so did you get that line in the Kendrick song where he's like, I'm passing, like I'm Stockton or whatever, because Stockton is teammates with Karl Malone, and Karl Malone's like,
Karl Malone
got a 13-year-old
impregnated a 13-year-old girl, and
Drake deleted the picture.
Yeah, Drake had pictures with Karl Malone on Instagram, and those are deleted now.
It's an unreal drill.
So I don't know if this is ever gonna end. I don't know. I've
learned a lot.
I'm glad you learned a lot. I hope everyone learned a lot. I will say, as it stands right now, I think it's very clear Kendrick has won.
Yeah.
Wiped hands clean, Kendrick has won.
Right.
Like, it is.
I mean, the first person to put it in a song, like, to say, like, hey, like, is this over yet? Like, that, you're clearly the loser.
And also, when you're begging someone to put out songs and respond, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, okay, I get it. I know you have 10 more songs to put out, blah, blah, blah. Like, you lost.
Yeah,
Drake,
totally.
You lost.
Totally.
At the end of the day, Drake's one of the biggest music artists alive. He's going to put out songs in the future and end up being fine.
Yep.
This is like 2 beefs in a row now that he's he'll have lost it unless like something happens with this one.
Right. I mean, like the only one he loves Meek Mill, and look what happened. Like Meek Mill,
that's
Meek Mill went severely downhill after.
Yeah, but people are like, this would have worked with Meek Mill, like that family ties or whatever. Like, that would have beat most rappers. But Kendrick is just
Kendrick Lamar has a Pulitzer Prize.
Pulitzer Prize, yeah.
So
yeah,
I like he's a smart man.
Yep.
Yep. I said that to my brother. My brother goes, I have no idea what that means, but it sounds smart. So, so yeah, it's just, I will say though, it fucking sucks that like being like if you're a fan of Drake, right? Like you're a fan of Drake's music. And then,
I'm a fan of Drake, obviously.
Same. Yeah. And like, that's why all week before the pedophile stuff came out, it was like, like I'm music-wise, I'm a bigger fan of Drake,
right?
But I do like Kendrick. Like, I'm just gonna go back and forth here. But then when it gets to stuff where it's like, oh my god,
no, it feels like very serious.
Then it starts getting really serious, and you're like, fuck, like is that like, come on,
right? And you also just don't know like what is being used to enhance the beef, and,
right? Like, is this a rap battle? Like, is this just for rap, or is this real shit? Because if this is real, it's really fucking unfortunate and gross. And
totally.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But right now people do not know what the truth is for any of this. Musically, Kendrick on top right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you for coming to the lesson today.
Yes.
And
appreciate it.
I think we did a good job. Yeah. We're tag team right there.
Hopefully everyone isn't too confused.
Yeah, I hope.
No, I don't. I mean, it made sense to me.
The funniest I legit was crying when I got that DM being like, Ozempic, and I was like, are you not hearing anything else that's being said right?
Right.
Real Housewives of Rap. Need Andy Cohen to sit Kendrick and Drake down.
Also, it is people were saying
put J. Cole, Metro Boomin, Future,
on the side,
how Kendrick Lamar has been not flagging people for playing his music on like streams and stuff. He's letting people like accept, and then when Drake is doing the opposite, he's like, they're copywriting anyone who like plays his music. So people are like, oh, like thank you, Kendrick. Like,
I mean, Kendrick is playing his cards well.
Yeah,
right now for the people.
He definitely is.
So,
and Drake is getting destroyed online.
Yeah,
absolutely destroyed. All right, that wraps up the rap beef.
You know who also got destroyed?
Tom Brady. The rap beef segment of Chicks in the Office.
Let's get into the roast.
Now the roast of Tom Brady. Football.
Yeah. Hey, Chicks in the Office listeners. I'm here to tell you that there's no reason to panic the next time you're searching for the perfect gift. Now you can use gift mode on Etsy. Gift mode on Etsy takes the stress out of gifting so you can find the perfect item for anyone and any occasion. It's easy. Just tap or click gift mode on your Etsy app or Etsy.com. Then answer a few short questions about who you're shopping for and what they like, and gift mode instantly gives you curated gift ideas based on hundreds of personas. I have bought a ton of gifts on Etsy. It comes in so clutch when you're looking for something sweet, maybe personalized, customized. Maybe it's a wedding or engagement, birthday, bachelorette. They have so many great things on Etsy. Whatever it is, Etsy has truly, Etsy has what you need when you're looking for a great gift. So now it's simple to find gifts made by independent sellers for all the people in your life. So whether you need a housewarming gift for the foodie or a birthday present for the pickleballer, gift mode has you covered. So if you need to find the perfect gift, don't panic. Try gift mode on Etsy now.
So the roast of Tom Brady was last night, Sunday, on Netflix. It was live. It was 3 hours. I was not expecting this to be that long.
It was long.
I thought this was going to be a 1 hour roast.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised and also very confused that it was 3 hours long. And let me tell you, it was fantastic. It was so good. I was expecting kind of like a lackluster roast because it's Tom Brady. What can Big Tom handle?
I just didn't realize the scale of it as well. Like, I didn't realize it was at the Forum. I didn't realize it was like in front of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people.
Yeah.
And once I once you press play, it was like, oh. This is huge.
Yeah, it was insane. And there were just so many high-profile guests. I mean, Kim Kardashian was there, and I was confused because I was like, isn't she at the Met Gala on Monday? Like,
right. I mean, she obviously did that and got right on her plane to New York.
Like, what's the relation between Tom Brady and Kim Kardashian? Like,
I don't know.
What kind of, like, the way they look at each other,
I don't
know. Do they just bang?
But I bet
Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady, like, what's going on here?
I bet you when Tom calls, Kim's like, okay, I'll be there.
Right, I'm coming. Literally, but it was an incredible production. I mean, we're not going to go through every roaster.
No.
But
some were better than others, obviously.
Some were better than others, and the best of the best was Nikki Glaser.
God, she fucking crushed it.
Nikki Glaser is
so good.
She is unbelievable. Obviously, we know she is an extremely talented comedian. Yep. But when it comes to roasts, she is the best of the best.
She is top dog.
She is unbelievable. Just pow, 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 one after the other. Yeah. Doesn't let them breathe.
She took down everybody. It was so funny too. Like, just hearing, obviously, like, everything she said about Tom was fantastic, but just like the Kevin Hart jokes were funny. The Burt joke I thought was hysterical.
Oh my God, I love your one joke. I love your joke. It was just like so.
He takes his shirt off. That's it. That's what it was. Obviously butchering the delivery here, but she, I mean, so good. I was good.
Crouched over cackling, like couldn't breathe at her roast. It was so fucking funny. Hard to live up to after. Like, once Nikki Glaser went, Randy Moss went right after, and it was extremely downhill. Because Randy Moss's was just very football centric, and you know, obviously the football guys got it, but it wasn't playing to the crowd, playing to the other people. Julian Edelman was fantastic. Yeah. Like, for non-comedians, Julian Edelman was great.
I thought Drew Bledsoe was also really good.
He was really good. And you know what? He is the face of an actor.
He kind of looks like Tim McGraw.
Oh,
in a way. No, like, I kind of get like that.
I see the vibe you're going for.
But he really got me with the, you know, I'm not saying Tom Brady is gay, but he did really fuck me.
That was so funny. All the Tom Brady's gay jokes were killing me.
That one really got me. And it's just like, you can tell these people are nervous, the ones, and of course I'm sure even the comedians are nervous, but the ones that have never done anything like this before, and you like want to get your delivery right, you're probably practicing it like a million times. And I thought he just did such a good job. Like, he really, I was very, very impressed with him, and Julian, obviously great. Gronk is Gronk. Like, Gronk's gonna be Gronk, like, forever. That's just,
he's just a big man doofus.
Yeah.
Like,
even Nikki, what is he? Me know that's not money.
Yeah, even Kevin Hart can stop laughing at that.
I mean,
Kevin was dying.
Nikki nailed it. Like, it's just number one by far for me. She was so fucking good. I watched her part again this morning because it was just unbelievable. But yeah, it was
Belichick, I thought, crushed it, to be honest,
Belichick
too.
being there, I was like, holy shit.
I mean, how uncomfortable.
I've never seen that man smile so much in my life.
How uncomfortable watching Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick take that shot was the most uncomfortable. Like, Kevin Hart was just doing his own thing up there. He was like, Kevin Hart in his head is probably like, this is fantastic. Like, I'm just making these two men who fucking despise each other get up here and take a shot. It was so good. Also, Tom Brady, like, the jokes he had about Bill Belichick was crying laughing. Yeah. Like, the Ring camera one, Tom Brady did a fantastic job.
The Kanye joke
was
like, oh my
really
God.
good.
I mean,
Kim didn't look too pleased, but it was very funny.
It was so good.
Kim got booed so bad.
Oh, that was so uncomfortable.
It was awkward to watch because obviously the boos happened at the beginning before she even said any of her jokes. But like, whoever wrote those jokes for her did a pretty good job. Like, I thought some of those were pretty funny.
They were pretty funny. I mean, anytime you bring up a Caitlyn Jenner joke, like, you're gonna get laughs.
Yes.
And I just think her delivery. I think after she got booed, I think she just wanted to get the hell off that stage. Yeah. And because her delivery was kind of meh, but the jokes were funny. I think once you get booed, her whole demeanor was off. That was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, are they booing her right now? Like, this is so uncomfortable.
Tony Hinchcliffe was really funny.
Really funny. Sam J was really funny.
Sam J was very funny. They're honestly, like, I was laughing the entire time. I was nervous at the beginning because when Jeff Ross had his massage parlor Robert Kraft joke and Tom stood up and said, don't say that shit again, I was like,
I was confused because out of all the things that were said,
I think it was.
Why would he get so triggered by that and not? Like,
I think
the
it's
wife
probably
stuff?
just touching, like even just saying anything about Robert Kraft.
I think I think that's why he did that though, like as a joke. I took it as because immediate flash of Tom Brady sitting down laughing. Like I think it was like.
And there were a lot more Robert Kraft jokes after that.
Yeah, I think he was maybe just
I guess like the way Jeff reacted made it seem like he
I think
like
his
was like
initial
nervous
was
about
like,
it.
He's probably like, oh my God, Tom Brady's in my face right now.
Is he gonna slap me? Like,
yeah. But Jeff Ross, roast master, of course, always. I mean, just I can do without the Ron Burgundy bits. They do it at the roast. Yeah. I'm over it. I'm very over the Ron Burgundy roast bits. Very over it. Doesn't make me laugh anymore. I'm very over it, especially when you have like.
I guess I don't really watch that many roasts, so I was like, oh, this is funny.
Well, they've done it at a bunch of the other ones, and I think maybe that's why it's just it's been done before kind of thing. Yeah, I mean Bert and Tom, who I do generally like, meh.
Theirs felt a little too rehearsed for me.
Yeah.
Like it was a little too like. And I know they had the TV and it was like the presentation, but it felt like a little too presentation.
Yeah, because they're funny guys. They're hilarious. They're two fucking hilarious comedians.
Like it felt like they should have gone with something a little more off the cuff, and they went with something that was felt very pre-planned.
And it was also probably because they were like, all right, we're gonna give you guys like it's almost like what they would do to us. Like we're gonna get you both up there.
Yeah,
like you're not. You guys aren't gonna get one slot each. Like you're gonna get up there together.
You're going up there together.
Because Kevin Hart was like, these fucking podcasters. Like,
yeah. I mean, it was fantastic. It was really funny.
Very, very funny.
I thought that maybe they were gonna go soft, and they didn't.
No,
I loved.
Kevin started strong.
He started strong.
Like,
the Giselle jokes were A+.
Tom Brady looked very uncomfortable.
He did. To start, he looked very uncomfortable. I think he obviously loosened up. He knows what he signed up for. He has to expect Giselle jokes. 100%. Like, what do you think's gonna happen up there? It's a roast.
The karate.
The jiu-jitsu,
yeah.
The Bridget Moynihan jokes got me too. I was
when Nikki Glaser, because I think she was the first one to do it. I was like, oh yes, Nikki, yes. Anytime they fucking got Tom, I was like, yes, get him. But Tom Brady did great as well, and he didn't hold back either, which I loved. Like he made some jokes, you know, like It was a nice time for comedy last night, I would say.
As a Patriots fan, did it warm your heart seeing them all together laughing?
I mean,
and
after
enjoying themselves?
after the whole 10-part series thing, it's good to see that like they're friendly with Bill, because like I would have thought Bill would have never, but he's been doing like the NFL draft and stuff. It's weird to see Bill Belichick like talkative and like having a good time because he's just like in that mode now.
Julian Edelman's joke was hilarious when he said to him, Foxborough High is the only job that Bill Belichick can get now. Because it almost felt like all the guys were like, all right, now's our time. We could finally say something back.
Yeah.
Gronk's joke when he was like, what up? Hello, Mr. Bill. Hello, Coach. It was so funny.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was so good. It was really, really good. Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
A great night for Twitter last night. I love when everyone's together watching something and you're all tweeting at the same time. I mean,
all the tweets about Feidelberg just popping up are so funny too. It's like,
Feidelberg, they show Peyton Manning coming out, and all of a sudden Feidelberg. It was like, what this whole time Feidelberg's sitting right on the floor, probably next to Kim Kardashian, and we're just like, oh, that's Feidelberg dressed in his suit.
Well, it's just the most Feidelberg. Like it's just like. It's very fights too, because like Bree and Grace were there. We knew Bree and Grace were there. Yeah, like they were posting about it, excited about it. We're going like Feidelberg's like just shows up, nothing on social media, just like in the crowd. Who tweeted? I think it was it Grinelli? Like somebody in the hockey world of Barstool said like they're like, oh yeah, Feist was at the stream.
Yeah, he quoted Grinelli. Quoted my tweet.
It was like Feist was at the stream. He was like, yeah, I gotta go. I'm on a flight to LA for the Brady roast. And everyone was like,
What?
Oh, what?
No, not a single Instagram story of the Netflix is a joke. Red carpet, nothing.
Yeah,
They just, I think that's the way to do it. You don't tell anybody, and all of a sudden you show up on the TV, and everyone's like, "Fucking Feidelberg is there," which makes sense.
Yeah,
you know, for him to be there. Dave, his tweet cracked me up today. Because I think everyone was like, wait, why wasn't Dave there? And Dave wrote, the Tom Brady roast was an A+, and I'm very thankful for Netflix and everybody involved not inviting me. I'm glad Brianna and Feidelberg got to go. Keeps me humble and hungry. Knocked me down a few pegs, which is exactly what I needed. Truly blessed to not be invited. Which was funny because I think people were like, wait, where's Dave?
I mean, you would imagine Dave would get invited to that.
Right, and I
would
think
have thought he would have been up there.
I would have thought that he would have maybe been asked to roast.
Like how Dana White had like a minute, give Dave a minute. If Dave was there while Kim Kardashian was there, would have been all time.
Would have been so
good. Honestly, he would have probably just shifted to like, I'm gonna roast Kim Kardashian.
Maybe Tom didn't want him to steal the show, you know?
Maybe Tom got.
But I really would have thought, like, I would have even just thought Tom would have reached out to be like, we want you to, can you come do this?
Yeah, because I mean,
like, regardless of Netflix or whatever.
Dana White having a minute, I definitely think Dave could have had a minute as well, just in the on the floor. But it was fantastic, and I'm sure Netflix is going to do more of these. This was just the beginning, and you need Nikki Glaser at every single one of them. If Nikki Glaser
we need to bring back good roasts.
I mean, the Comedy Central roasts were were always fantastic. But Nikki Glaser, man, she
crushed it.
She's so good. She's just
star of the show. She really stole the show.
And you know what I do love about Nikki Glaser is that she can take a joke as well.
Yeah.
She's getting called a cum dumpster the whole night, and she's like cracking up, which is because she knows it's a roast. Like she knows those jokes are coming her way. And that's the best kind of attitude to have about it, and just be like, all right, everyone make your jokes about me. Because I'm coming for everybody after that. I mean, and Kevin Hart kind of did the same thing. He was like, he randomly took a shot at Chelsea Handler and Kim Kardashian, which obviously Chelsea Handler probably used to. Kim Kardashian definitely used to.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
I agree. It was a great show.
It was a great Sunday night.
Well done, Netflix.
Yeah. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Good job, soldier.
Keep doing those.
I'm like, honestly, credit to Tom, like, at the end of the day for doing that.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, I don't know what he gained from it. Like, he just got shredded for like 3 hours.
Probably the public perception of like what you're saying right now.
You have a lot to gain from. Yeah. You have
good on Tom.
Have a ton to gain from being a roastie, because if you can sit there and take it and like laugh at yourself, that will change the public's perception of you big time.
Like when Bieber did it.
I mean, it helped me a little bit with Tom Brady. Like I was
100%.
like,
he still seems like a robot.
No, but when he was up there talking,
he was good.
when he was doing his jokes, I was like, this is the most normal Tom Brady has ever looked.
You could tell.
That's you have a lot to gain from doing that job.
He rehearsed the very last line like in the mirror like 100 times, where he like slammed the thing down. It was like, lose my number.
Wasn't a great ending, but the in-between parts.
The
in-between parts were good.
Yeah.
But like you said,
kudos.
Great job.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Well done, everyone.
You'll probably get your start now.
Yeah.
People are going to sign up.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up. Oh, no. It doesn't wrap up the
we have
topics.
one more.
We're talking about Britney Spears.
Talk about Britney Spears.
So weird stuff happening with Britney Spears. She's got involved with this guy, Paul, who I think seems to be a bad guy because...
Where did he come from?
Must be like a new guy in her life, you know?
Yeah, but like where
I don't know if she's surrounding herself with the best people at this point in time, is what I'm gathering about sorry, just like
Britney Spears' inner circle is wary of Paul. Oh God. I just don't like his vibe. The source says they don't think he's a good fit for her. He's been in Spears' orbit since he was hired to do maintenance work at her home in 2022. He was present at Chateau Marmont in LA. This was what we were talking about. The fire department received a call about an adult female injured. Regardless of what happened on Thursday night, a second source told Us Weekly that Spears' friends want Paul out of the picture. They've tried for months to tell her to stop associating with him, but the more they tell her to stay away, it has the reverse effect. She isn't listening to them. It's really tough because I do feel like emotionally Britney has been stunted in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I feel she has a real issue with authority or just advice in general. So if any of her friends or people closer are saying, it's like when you were 12 years old and not even 12. I mean, you could be freaking 18 and your parents would say to you like, hey, I really don't think you should do that, or like, that's a bad idea, but it just made you want to do it more.
Yeah.
And it feels like maybe that's the case with Britney and some of these things that she's been doing and maybe people she's been saying. But the fire department was called to Chateau Marmont on Thursday night. There's reports of a female injured. Then it came out that it was Britney. Britney posted on her Instagram saying that she was, doing leaps or dancing around the hotel. She rolled her ankle. She was showing pictures of her really swollen ankle, but that was the extent of it. And she accused her mom of being behind it and this whole big setup, and she was totally fine. It was made into this whole big thing, and the fire department was called illegally. I don't know. All of it feels very messy and uncontrolled, and things are a little off the rails right now.
That's how I feel about it. It's like clearly not good things are happening. What is the next step here?
Yeah.
Because for so long, you want Britney to be on her own. But now it's like she's surrounding herself with not great people.
Yeah.
And like you said, kind of rebelling.
Right. Because
she was under this conservatorship for so long. She just wants to live her life. But in that, she's also now surrounding herself with bad people. So it's a hard thing to navigate. And I think everybody just always wants Britney Spears to be in the best hands for herself and around other people. And a lot of times she is not.
Right. Yeah. It does seem to be the case, too, that she's just like, well, she does refer to her lawyer has been helpful for her. So maybe that's somebody that is a sound voice. But at this point, it really doesn't seem like that's the case. And who knows who could be trying to take advantage of her. This new boyfriend could be trying to take advantage of her, right? Like she's spending all this money. She's staying at Chateau Marmont. They're staying together, whatever it is. Like,
she's probably confused on whose advice she can and can't trust.
Yeah.
She's probably very confused.
Yeah.
So she's probably just trying to trust herself and sometimes maybe ending up in not so great situations.
Definitely.
But wishing for the best for Britney, as always.
Yep.
And that wraps up the topics.
All right, we are sipping on something really yummy today in studio. We have our Swoon zero sugar lemonades and iced teas in 7 flavors you will swoon over. Today, I just have the classic lemonade. You can't go wrong. It tastes like the lemonade you would drink growing up, but not full of sugar. They're tasty and naturally sweetened, so no fake stuff. With just 5 calories and nothing artificial, Swoon is the zero sugar beverage that you can love and loves you back, just like your bestie. I love drinking Swoon in the afternoon when we need a little pick-me-up instead of reaching for a cookie or a snack. This Swoon lemonade, I also like the cans are so adorable. I think this can actually matches our studio perfectly, I will say. The purple and lemon on the Swoon lemonade. Best of all, you can buy them at your local Whole Foods and online at tasteswoon.com. So find Swoon at your local Whole Foods. And, like I said, that's simple. You can start sipping on your Swoon as well. Whenever you're going to do your grocery trip at Whole Foods, grab some Swoon as well. You're gonna love it. And now let's get into the Weekly Watch Report.
All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. 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 Hacks is back.
Oh, that's exciting.
Hacks is back. It's back. It's back.
I forgot you love Hacks.
Love Hacks. It's back, season 3.
I feel like it's been a long time.
It has been, but there was a little thing,
Yeah, strike. Right. Forgot.
There
was that whole thing.
There's a whole thing that happened.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Don't
Fair.
come for Hacks in that way.
No. I just meant people are so excited for it to be back. It's been a while.
I friggin' love Hacks.
Is it week by week?
Yeah. Unfortunately. 2 episodes came out, but now it's week by week, which is annoying. I might just let them load up
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going to watch week to week or
what
let them load up.
strategy you want to take to tackle this?
Like, I love it so much that, like, I need it all. Like, after I watched the 2 episodes, I was like, feed me more. Really great start to the season.
Good.
You've never watched Hacks, right?
No, never. Yeah.
Oh, you would love it.
Yeah.
You would
I know
love
I would love
Hacks.
Yeah, I got to watch it.
It's so good. It's so funny. It's going to get a B+ for me.
Okay.
It's really good. I want to give it an A.
No, but that's a good score.
But it's the first 2 episodes, so I don't know. Like, I'm excited. I don't know if it's because I'm excited it's back or if, like, it's actually, so I'm going to give it a B+. We'll see what happens. Love it. I love Hacks. This, like, literally made me so giddy. I love Hacks. It's so fucking funny. Just an amazing show on HBO Max. If you haven't seen it, go start it. First 2 seasons are out. 2 seasons are out. 3rd season out now. Go watch Hacks. That's my number 1 recommendation. Hacks. Watch The Idea of You. Cute. I'm not like
I watched it too.
Taking my panties off for it. Like other people.
Loved it.
But it was cute.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I wanted to like be like obsessed with it. I really did.
Obviously, there's like parallels with Notting Hill. Like just kind of
gotta dance before we walk.
Yeah, that that wasn't doing it for me that much. But I thought it was cute.
Guys, this movie is made for somebody like me. Let's be like this, know.
But here's the thing: like when we talk about this stuff, like I also do love these movies. I also grew up loving all this stuff, but I gotta be honest. Like I don't love every single movie in this genre that comes out.
I'm not talking about just romance. I'm talking about the possibility of falling in love with the lead singer of a boy band. That is my genre.
Okay. I see what you mean with
that.
Like this you kind of lived your life like thinking.
I saw a girl on TikTok who described it perfectly. She was like, this movie is my pre-sleep mind to fall asleep and dream about the scenarios of falling in love with somebody from a boy band or Justin Bieber, whoever it is. I used to tuck myself into bed. Head on the pillow, and fall asleep thinking about like serendipitously running into Nick Jonas somewhere and us just like running away together.
I can relate to that, but like about real people.
Yeah, no.
I'm not judging you because I understand.
Celebrities only. I actually never thought about real people.
Like mine would just be like about my crushes.
No. I went as far out of the realm of possibility as possible. Now, granted, this is obviously she's an older woman. It's the whole point of the movie. But the sentiment is still there,
right? And I get that. I get that fully. I thought it was cute.
I watched it twice. I watched it Thursday when it came out, and then I said, you know what? I got an email from JetBlue. It wasn't the case, but I got an email from JetBlue before my flight on Sunday that was like, we fear the Wi-Fi may not work on your flight. It did work, but
they feared it wouldn't.
So I was like, oh God, let me download something to have. So obviously I've downloaded it again. I was like, let me give it another watch. Now, I mean, Anne is spectacular.
Anne is great.
I was gonna say, I mean, you historically haven't been
the biggest
Anne fan.
Yes, but this is the thing. I love Anne Hathaway's movies. Anne Hathaway as a person was where my critiques came in. Now, Anne Hathaway, I just think, and she's a lot, but I've accepted her for how she is.
I like Anne Hathaway as a person.
I have accepted her for how she is.
What is it?
People don't like. I like her as a person. Yeah. I think
but what is it about her?
It used to grind my gears a little bit, and it's just like the way the way she would respond to things in like interviews. She's just like kind of a lot. I don't think that's crazy to say.
Oh, so you want Anne Hathaway to tone herself down?
No.
I'm trying to think of
like I said, I've accepted it, and I've actually thoroughly enjoyed her. But she's like, I mean, she just did this big New York Times article that everybody had a lot to like, her answers were like, she's very, I don't even know the right way to describe it. She's like very poetic in the way she says things, and it's like, but I did actually really love her press run with Nicholas that they did together. They seemed like good buddies, and you know, anytime he called her Annie, I was like, oh, that's cute. Like only people that really know her, allowed to call her Annie. No, I'm not calling her Annie.
What is their actual age difference in real life?
Like 10-ish years, maybe 12, 10 to 12. I actually just looked this up because he is like almost 30 and she's a little over 40, I believe.
Is she married?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
She's married. She's got children. I actually she looks so fucking good right now. And I was like Googling, I'm like, what is she doing? And then I was reading the New York Times article. She's 5 years sober. So that'll do it. Yeah. That'll do it. You cut alcohol out of your life.
It definitely.
And it certainly helps. That's always the case whenever I see people who are like, oh, these like models or whoever, they're getting interviewed before like SI, like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they're like, oh, well, not drinking. I'm like, lost me there. So Anne's 5 years sober and it shows.
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks fucking incredible. But I thought they had great chemistry.
Yeah,
they sold it.
I thought it was just a cute movie.
Yeah.
It was I thought it was cute.
A little corny at times, but
totally.
Yeah.
So this is another thing. The book and the movie are. You did watch it, Noah.
I did watch it.
Okay. The book and the movie are different. And spoiler alert, if you haven't read the book, I'm going to talk about it. If you want to read the book, don't listen to me talk right now. In the book, she has a younger daughter, which kind of changes the whole scenario, right? Like, I couldn't really see the differences until also I watched it again, knowing how it ends, because they switched the ending. The ending of the movie, they kind of line it all up so that it does leave it open for there to be like a potential happy ending. In the book, they break up, and that's just like it.
I think I like that better.
So, because she's younger, the daughter's younger in the book, so it's like, okay, and she's like, she is still obsessed with the band. It's a whole big thing. Hayes wants to, like, he basically like leaves the band, whatever. She says, like, you can't do this, like, fall in love with the idea of you. It's over. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. And that's the case. The movie, clearly they lined it all up differently so that it would be possible for there to be a happier ending, right? Like, they make the daughter older, where it's like, okay, she's not so obsessed with the band now, and if enough time passes where now she's in her early 20s, it's like she's moved on with her life, and like a potential happy ending is there. I'm a sucker for a happy ending, so I'm happy with the way they made the changes.
But 5 years go by?
Some people hated it.
What changed?
They're just meant to be Noah. No, I'm kidding. Look, some people are going to hate this story anyway. This movie is not meant to be like, I just wish every movie that was made, there didn't need to be like think pieces written about them every single time. Like, it's just not that deep.
It's just a movie.
It's just not that deep.
We live in a world now where it's like, wait, this is such a weird scenario.
Let's dissect this and let's dive deep into it.
It's a movie. It's fantasy.
There was one corny line, like the one that I like laughed at. I can't remember what the question was, but his answer was just like, it was like, what do you like about me or something? He's like dramatic pause, everything.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get in all these movies, though,
yeah,
right?
You absolutely are. It was cheesy, and that's the kind of cheese
I'm just a girl.
I love that. Yeah. No, it's not, but it was. I like I said, thoroughly enjoyed it. Music is right up my alley.
I'm gonna rate it.
I'm a moonhead.
To me, it was.
I'm listening to the songs. I was walking on the way to work, listening to.
And that makes me happy. That makes me happy for you that you enjoy it. For me, I'm like, this is a fake band in a movie.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, but I have seen people enjoying it.
Yeah,
I have seen people enjoying it.
And some people are gonna hate a movie like this, right? Or they hate the premise. They don't like the setup. They think it's weird. Blah blah blah.
I liked the premise.
You're fine. That's fine. You're allowed to hate it too. However you feel about it.
I liked the premise. Yeah. I just wasn't like. I guess maybe I kind of wasn't like, these two need to be together.
Yeah.
You know, I think it felt rushed.
Right.
Like when they're like
their relationship?
No, not their relationship. I just meant like, obviously it's a movie, right? And the book is probably you are rooting for them more.
Yeah.
In the context of this movie, the way that they met at the bathroom, I'm like, that's it. Like, you know, like that's all it really took.
You know
like,
what's a better movie? Marry Me.
It just
no.
I think it was probably because I hadn't read the book, and I think in the book they probably play it out a little bit more, and the movie's a quick movie.
A critique for the movie too is like I think the pacing was a little off. Like the first half of the movie seemed to move like slower, and then like the second half it was like a lot of things happening very quickly, and all this like their relationship was really serious really fast. It felt like that, and like the first half of the movie was like, oh, this is sweet, like they're going on a date or whatever. It's like it just maybe it got like very serious and like kind of sad like quickly.
Yeah,
which is it had to.
You only have a certain amount of time. I'm gonna give it a C+. Like it was.
That's what I was gonna.
It was a cute movie. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
It was a great little cute Thursday night watch.
Yep.
I love any kind of movie that's an easy romantic. Oh, that was cute. Watch, and that was my take on it.
This is where like head and heart, right? Like if I was going just like, I'd give this like a B. Like I'd be like objectively give it like around a B. My heart, I love this movie. I watched it twice. I mean, I watched it twice in one weekend. That's an A movie for me, Yeah. Like I'm watching it multiple times.
You got to go with what your heart.
I'm watching it multiple times.
It's like I would just try to put it in perspective of like, what is Notting Hill to you?
Well, that's why I just said it's head versus heart. Like if I'm gonna rate it as a movie, like as like put
I know, but like even like heart versus heart, like Notting Hill is like another level of like, oh, this is a great movie.
Okay, and this movie evoked those emotions in me.
Really,
it did. It really did.
I'm shocked.
In the cheesy levels that it was at, I still enjoyed it. I did. Not. I mean, you're also watching it at different times. Like Notting Hill, I've watched a million times, and I watched for the first time when I was like 13. Like it's like it's a.
But
different...
as someone who watched Notting Hill for the first time this year, Notting Hill to me was an A+.
Oh well, yes, of
course.
Of course.
The idea of you is a C+.
I don't even really know why are we comparing these two movies.
And Noah brought up
British.
I think no. I think it's like, very similar in the sense that it's a famous person.
Famous. Yeah.
And then like kind of like a normal person,
right?
With like and then
yeah.
The age difference thing is not.
That's fair. No, I mean, I'm not crazy. Like the Notting Hill is a absolutely fantastic movie.
I think Marry Me is more of a comparable.
Marry Me was terrible.
I love Marry Me.
Oh my God,
Jennifer Lopez.
The J-Lo Owen Wilson movie.
You talked about liking Marry Me.
I did.
Fran definitely talked about liking Marry Me.
Did I like my?
Yes.
Maybe in the moment.
No, you really liked it.
I think you did.
Yeah, no, I want to like go back and find your. I want to like go back finding when you talked about it, because I remember you being like, I liked it a lot.
It was surprisingly
I probably
good.
did. I probably did.
Because all of a sudden you just jumped to it being horrible, but I'm like, that's not the review you gave it.
I sometimes feel like in the moment I really enjoy it. And then when I like sit with it for 6 months and think back, I'm like, that was not an objectively
I remember
good movie.
you guys both talking about really liking it, and I never watched it.
Yeah. God, I can't even remember.
So maybe that'll happen for this movie too.
No, this is totally different. Marry Me, I watched on a plane one time, and never thought to I would never watch Marry Me again. Like the idea of you, I could put on again tonight. Like that's I would watch it for.
It's like a comfort thing for you now, yeah.
And sometimes you just get like those hyper fixations, where it's just like, I've got to go back and watch all of his movies. I love him. He is so cute.
I was saying to you before we started recording,
and I have seen most of them.
The whole like Harry Styles thing is interesting to me, and that's a big thing. Maybe it's just the side of the internet I'm on, but it's everyone being like, why can't they just acknowledge that he like isn't at least partly an inspiration to this movie?
Yeah, I don't know why they can't say it.
They're side by side where they're like. Their hand motions, the interview type, like
Nicholas has talked about like other people that he looked for inspiration and all these other things. It is very similar. I think it's also, I mean, they must have just made a collective agreement beforehand to not acknowledge Harry Styles in any way when it comes to this movie.
Like, oh, BTS.
I don't know if they got a fucking warning. I don't know like what happened, or if like Harry Styles' team was like, don't bring me up with this movie, because even the author of the book has been like, it is not about Harry Styles. Like she's had to come out and say like, I don't know why, like that's not because I think she made a comparison.
But the tattoo placements on him,
or
I think she
going
made
to a solo career.
Yeah, I think she made a comparison to Harry Styles about this story a while back, and everyone just held on to that really hard. And now the author's been like, I regret saying that. Like he wasn't the only person I drew inspiration for this character. But like, I mean, hey, it just solely from the fact that this is like the head, not even like the lead guy in a 5-person British mixed, or I mean, like these guys are all different. They're not all British, but like that was made via competition, whatever. They all got assembled into a band. Like, just that alone. The other
guys seem like a Zayn type of guy.
Yeah. And just that alone, you're going to get that comparison.
And also the tattoo placements on his body were very Harry Styles tattoos. Like,
I mean, they 100%. It's there for sure. Yeah. But I'm my guess is something must have come from like Harry Styles' side of the world that they were like, please, like, don't.
Well, Harry Styles also dated
up in this
older women.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's also. I mean, R.I.P. Caroline Flack. But that was a big thing.
Yeah,
so he was 19, she was 36.
In reality, like One Direction would have come up in some of the promotion of this film, like. They're talking about BTS. They're talking about everything, like every boy band.
Listen, you know what? It is what if the fans know, they know. They don't got to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't really care what they say about it. It's like, obviously, like we're
like I'm not begging them to like.
Yeah,
be like,
I don't care if you admit it or not. It's like
right,
exactly.
Like, we know, so
it's
who
there.
Cares?
It's there clearly. Yeah, it's there's no question about it.
Yeah, but that I love. Listen, I love a new movie like that. Yeah. Like when it comes out and
it made me want to go watch Purple
Heart. Talks about
Purple Heart again, which was that Sophia Carson movie with him.
Right.
The one movie I vowed to never watch with him. Sorry, the Camila Cabello Cinderella. Sorry, not gonna get me. Not gonna get me.
That surprises me.
No. I just heard terrible things about that movie, and the clips I've seen, I'm like, I don't need to watch.
You don't want to taint Cinderella.
Yeah.
Well, I was on, Prime, and so then I watched No Strings Attached after that because that was on there, which is just a classic. I won't rate that. It's just a classic. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around stressors, whether those are big stressors or small stressors, we all have them. And when we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. If you don't address those issues, those stresses head on, they can bottle up, all of a sudden fizzle out of your body, and then you can't control them. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. I know plenty of people that have gotten into therapy recent years, also online therapy with BetterHelp, because you don't need to travel to your appointment. You could do it all online, which sometimes people feel more comfortable with, and getting to know different therapists. Say you match with somebody that, isn't your preference, you can match with a different therapist, and it's all affordable. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office. Once again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. Bravo shows, obviously staying up to date. Summer House, it's great this season.
I love the fourth wall break in this episode. It was needed. It was needed because we've been talking about it. Like, I love that they brought it up in that way because we've been saying, like, Carl obviously knows he's talking about this stuff on camera. Like, what's he going to do? And that's exactly what they had to address this week.
I'm just so sick of Carl. And this is coming from somebody who was like anti-Lindsay at the start of this.
Yeah.
The way that he came outside to that dinner after talking to Amanda and Kyle. And obviously Lindsay's going to want to know what the fuck you were talking about and why you were saying this to her in this moment. His communication skills watching them unfold are fucking awful. And I am like, I just don't like him. I just don't. And I want to say so much more right now, and I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to keep it in.
Yeah.
But just know that I have a ton to say. I have a ton to say. And I want to say it so bad. I'll say it in a nice.
What's the worst thing you're going to say right now?
You're not going to like him? You're not going to like what I'm about to say. You're not going to like where I'm headed. Watching Carl and Kyle on the after shows and their little thing that they got going on. Are we not going to act like they're just like the lesser version of Tom and Tom? two immature man-childs.
Right.
I'm not saying they are Tom and Tom, because Tom and Tom are awful.
Yeah.
But are we going to act like Carl?
Are we going to label Schwartz as awful?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Schwartz is just an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Sandoval, awful. Schwartz, idiot.
Yeah.
Treated Katie awfully.
Right.
At points.
That's kind of how more I feel about Kyle, you know?
Like Schwartz did treat Katie pretty awfully at points.
Yeah.
Now he's like, Schwartz is just an idiot. So, okay, I'll wait a bit. But like, Carl and Kyle are man children. They're man children, and they're now gonna just, whatever the word I'm looking for.
I haven't seen all the after show content. I don't watch it.
It's more just like you have Kyle like speaking for Carl and like backing up Carl, and I'm just like, why are we taking any fucking advice from Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle's always done
Why
that
are we taking any advice from Kyle? Because what I'm seeing unfold from Kyle is that Kyle needs advice given to him from somebody who's not any of these people.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, it just riles me up to watch another idiot, spark up another idiot. There's the disdain on my face right now. Like, I don't even know how I ended up there. Like, like it's not like I just got so serious about that, and I apologize. But like, it's frustrating to watch.
Yeah. I get it.
It's like all of these women deserve better.
Right.
Amanda deserves better.
Yeah, it is her husband, though, Like,
no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But no,
and I'm sure outside of the show, I'm sure things are different outside of the show.
Yeah.
But I'm going based off of...
I think Kyle plays shit up for TV, my personal
opinion.
Right,
because he knows that he has to make a show. He's
been on for a long time. He's trying to keep the show going because I think he's so afraid of what his life is going to be without the show that he stirs shit up on TV on purpose, especially with Amanda.
Yeah, and it's just stupid to me. And I'm just like...
Yeah.
These two idiots. That's what I look at Carl and Kyle as.
I felt really bad for Lindsay.
Did I go too harsh?
No, I don't think so. I felt bad for Lindsay in that scenario too, because I really felt like Lindsay thought that they had talked about it. Mm-hmm. I think Lindsay does believe what Carl is telling her and takes it at face value. So when he brought up that they talked, and Lindsay was like, well, we already talked about this. Why are we bringing it up again? It's caught her off guard for sure. In that case, then I was like, okay, she visibly seems like she is caught off guard. This is not something, and we are bringing it up on camera. Now he has to say, there were things that were said, and we said them on camera, so now I have to tell you now, and I'm also telling you now on camera. So it's it's all very meta and a lot going on of hey, I had this conversation on camera. I need to talk to you about it. We are also on camera right now. So we have to have this conversation on camera. And then do they go home and then off camera they have to talk about all those on camera I don't know. It's messy. I don't know what's going on when those two go home and what they talk about, especially in these moments. Now we know how it ended, but it's tough. And you could see Carl is clearly very conflicted. He is terrible at making decisions. Like we said, I just don't think he has that emotional maturity level to really realize what's going on and maybe to make these decisions for himself. And he's just all over the place. He's all over the place mentally, and he's just not in the place to get married. He ended up making the right call at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, calling off the wedding was absolutely the right call, just seeing the way he is not okay.
And I can give him props for calling off the wedding, because a lot of people will just go through with it and they'll end up miserable down the line. Right. He's called off the wedding, but the way he's going,
it's the way you go about it.
It's the way he's going about all of this. And Lindsay has her faults. That's no surprise.
Yeah.
But in this situation and what I'm watching unfold right now, he is kind of being a manipulator, because on one hand, at the bridal shower and whatever, he's like, I want to marry Lindsay. I want to marry my best friend. And then all of a sudden he's talking I don't know. I'm just these guys, it's just these guys just literally gross me out. When Paige talks, I'm watching Paige talk in the confessionals and everything, I'm just yes, everything she says couldn't be more on point. These guys freak me out. They freak me the fuck out. They're weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's probably what happens when you like live your life on reality TV. I think only a select few of them, get it figured out.
Definitely.
But
no,
that's
definitely.
my rant. I'm sorry.
It
got like dark and angry,
No,
I was trying to keep it light and
Vanderpump is almost over. The finale, I think, is this week.
Thank God.
Right? Is it? I don't know. Am I making that up?
I sound like an angry grandpa. I sound like an angry grandpa right now. Like
I can't. Isn't like the finale where they go to like the big gala and there's like the fights? That's what they're at, right?
Yeah.
Right now? I don't know. So that's happening. Well, wait. I just would like to see when the reunion at that point. I don't really have many more thoughts on Vanderpump.
I knew I was in too deep with Bravo last week when Watch What Happens Live was coming on with Danielle, and I said out loud, "Who asked for this?" And then I said, "Okay, reel it in."
Yep, reel it in, honey.
hater.
Reel it in.
It's all right. It's just reality TV.
Yeah,
reel it in, hater.
Yeah, you're about to start like fucking Bravo fan, Bravo super fan 867-934-89759 and just like start sending some messages.
Have you seen the commercial on Bravo that's like all the Bravo fans?
Yes.
And they're like all whatever.
Yes.
And it came on and Matt was like, he was like, it's so crazy. Like people like they just like really get so like into. And I looked at him and I said,
yeah, man.
You're looking at one, honey. Cause
couldn't be me.
Yeah. All right. It's so weird.
Till's hat. How embarrassing.
Oh my God. Right. It's so embarrassing how into this they are.
Oh man. I agree with you on the Summer House. It was a good episode.
I'm just like flustered. Like I could like
the
talk
Valley
about this
was
for way too long. Yeah.
But I am like we said a million times, I'm very much enjoying the Valley. And Real Housewives of New Jersey's back.
It is. I didn't watch last
I haven't
night.
watched yet either.
It was funny. My dad and I were FaceTiming about the Valley, and I was like, this is where I'm getting it from.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like the angriness at the TV is like my dad talking about the Valley. I was like, I almost want to have him call in to this show and have him say his thoughts about the Valley because he had me dying. Like he was just ripping every person apart, and then he'd be like, but I feel bad for this one, and like whatever. I'm like, this is a really more in-depth analysis of the Valley than we've ever done.
Amazing.
They got to get back to Florida.
Yeah. Amazing. I did not finish. I still haven't finished Baby Reindeer. I haven't been able to press play on episode 4. Like every time I go to sit down to watch it, I'm like, I press play and then the disclaimer comes up and I'm like, am I in the headspace for this episode right now?
Yeah.
And it's been a no every single time. So I haven't finished yet.
Yeah, I finished. I talked about this last week. I said, woof.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it. Like it was really well made.
Yeah.
And just dark.
Chicago episodes came back this week. Finally, I don't know where they were, but we got some new episodes this week. They were good. Good episode of PD. I'm gonna give PD a B, and Med and Fire I'll give a C. I thought it was a better PD episode than Med and Fire. There was a question on the dozen that was like, how many combined seasons of Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD are there? And I was like, wow, I would have crushed this one.
That's the worst. You're like, fuck.
It's like, fuck, I would have. But Jeff knows I watch those shows,
yeah,
so he would never give me a question like that.
Yeah.
Not like how I got the number of Voice seasons.
That was fantastic.
Okay, I think that's basically everything I watched though. So Noah, anything for you over there?
I really don't have much because this entire week I was just listening
Drake
to diss tracks. Like nonstop.
I fear my number one song on Spotify this year is going to be one of these diss tracks.
It will be. And then it's like once the diss tracks come out, I just end up watching. Like this is the only time where I ever go on like Twitch or anything, and I just watch people like react to it and talk about it.
The streamers'
They're
reactions
hilarious.
are so funny because you get their live like.
Yeah. That's the best is when you've heard it and they haven't, and you're like watching them.
Yeah, waiting for the line. Yeah.
But no, I watched The Idea of You. I'll give it C+. Like. Enjoyable, like I liked it. Corny, but that's what I expected.
Better than anyone but you.
Oh yeah, easily.
Wow.
Yeah, no, this was better than. Honestly, I forget what I gave that movie, but maybe this.
I think you gave it like an F.
No,
I'm kidding.
I probably gave it like a C, but or maybe I give it a C+. But this is definitely like I would rewatch this 10 out of 10
more than anyone but
than anyone but you.
So interesting. I mean, this movie does have the idea of you does have an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really, that's pretty
high. It was a good movie.
Yeah. And then I watched the most recent episode of Under the Bridge, which is really good.
Still have to
that's
get
one
that
you guys should really get on.
God, I've been bad. I've just really been so stuck in like Bravo and like the week by week programs. I haven't like jumped into anything else.
It's very clear after what we just heard come out right now that I need to be pulled out of this Bravo fucking hole that I'm in.
Yeah.
But that's all I watched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No sugar?
I literally had it turned on last night. And
no
then,
sugar?
And then
no
I think
what happened?
What happened to sugar?
No sugar, honey?
One of the diss tracks dropped and I had to turn it off. And then the Tom Brady roast, I'm like, I don't have time for this. But I do really want to watch the Ryan Gosling movie that came out.
Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Because that's out.
Yeah, that's good.
Watch that too. Is that on it? Can you rent it or is it in theaters?
No, I think it's only in theaters.
So I
also got to go see Challengers.
Yeah, so I'm going to Florida Thursday to Sunday. We're just going to see Matt's parents. And actually my parents are going too. And we're going to have both our moms together on Mother's Day.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
I'm so excited about that. And I
don't say it. Don't say it.
All right, never mind. Anyway. Anyways, but
put a fucking
God, someone tell this girl to shut the fuck up.
Like, do not reveal your fucking Mother's Day surprises on the podcast right now, okay?
Do I ever shut the fuck up? I'm tired of hearing my own fucking voice. Anyways,
that wraps up today's episode.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. No, we're gonna be in Florida, and I've talked about this before. I love nothing more, like on a hot summer day, and for instance, we'll just be in Florida, like laying by the pool, the beach, showering up, and headed to the movies. So that's what we're gonna do Friday night. Just hang all day Friday in the pool, whatever, get some sun, and then shower up and head to the movies. So I'll probably see Challengers before I see Fall Guy because I want to see that. But yeah, I'll shut the fuck up now. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Chicks in the Office. Love you so much for staying with us.
Bye.
Bye. Stay tuned for the Met Gala on Wednesday. Boop-a-doop. Bye.